Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Jerry. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Orange County. How are you guys doing today? Change is the only constant in the universe. You guys know that, right? So I said I was going to switch the opening song, but I decided I didn't want to do that because there's other changes happening right now. So I want to live with the opening song we've been with for the last few months until we get a little bit more comfortable. Then we'll go back to other opening songs. So that's cool with you guys? Wonderful. Please rise. We're going to start singing. It's okay if you want to dance. That hasn't changed. Here we go. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof, the shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. We sing in celebration. We sing with words of prayer. We affirm all life as sacred. We declare that peace is here. All right, sing out. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof, the shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Raise the roof, the shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Very nice. You guys sound wonderful today. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. You may be seated, and I want to welcome Tina to the platform.
Good morning, everybody. So nice to see you here today. And if you are watching us on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. As we start the day, we always like to start with our prayer for our church. Together, we pray, believe, and affirm continued growth and prosperity for Unity of Orange County, with abundance to spare and share. With grateful hearts, we give thanks for answered prayer, and so it is. Amen. We also like to affirm our vision and mission statements. So together, our vision statement, centered in divine love, we joyfully co-create a world that works for all. And our mission, to awaken, inspire, and transform lives. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to say thanks to those that helped make this service possible. We have our wonderful keyboard player, Bill with the magic fingers. Thank you, Bill. And Jerry on drums. We have Tom on vocals, and we have Waverly and John on streaming. We have Mark on camera, and today we had Rosemary and Marilyn as our greeters. So thank you for those nice greetings and hugs. Today, Shanice will be reading the Daily Word, and Reverend Annie will give us one of her inspiring talks today. Thank you very much. So we do have a few announcements today. Unity of Orange County has an outreach project for May in which we are asking for donations of cans of ground coffee for the homeless multi-service center in Santa Ana. Coffee donations are welcome on the following 3 Sundays, May 1st, 8, and 15. And it's really needed, and we really appreciate all that you can donate. That would be great. Also, we have a book discussion group on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8. And we'll have a new book discussion group based on the book of Joy. And the book circle is an opportunity to connect with like-minded people and support each other in our spiritual growth. Don't forget what our mission statement is. And it is not an intellectual discussion, but a heartfelt sharing and deepening of our sense of spiritual community. And the authors explore the nature of true joy and comfort each of the obstacles of joy, from fear, stress, and anger to grief, illness, and death. They offer us the 8 pillars of joy, which provide the foundation for lasting happiness. So just feel free to join in. This is going to be a wonderful book discussion, and it will be on Zoom Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8. Very important, we have the annual membership meeting will be on Sunday, June the 15th, so be sure and mark your calendars. And we will be electing new board members and discussing how things are going in our new role as tenants at our location and plans for the rest of 2022 and beyond. And that's what we have for announcements. One brief announcement, as you know, Arlene and Christopher are going through some transition times right now, and so there has been a GoFundMe fund for them, and if you are interested, please see one of the board members, or let's see, is Mary here today? Yes, there she is in the back. If you have any questions, she can help answer any questions for you. So thank you very much. And let me hand this over to Tom.
Okay, guys, so I want to say something about this, and I'm a little scattered on what I want to say exactly, and I do apologize. I'm going to try and crystallize a thought here. We're talking about surrender today. We're talking about basically acknowledging that sometimes in the moment it feels like you don't have anything. You don't have any control over the situation. And that's when you turn, ideally, to someone else, because someone else can help be that strength for you when you need it. I'm going to guess that the talk is going to be talking about a higher power, being that person that you can turn to or that source that you can turn to. But I'm going to go a step further and say it doesn't have to be. Sometimes it can just be a loved one, and sometimes it can just be someone who's willing to listen to the problems. Had a conversation yesterday that I picked the song out, I made choices about it, and then yesterday after I had conversations that reaffirmed why this was a good choice and how I want to do the song is a good choice, because there's a lot of people out there who need help. This is a song you guys know, but not in a way you've heard it before. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now those days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and opened up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you coming round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? And now my life has changed in oh so many ways. My independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I get so insecure. I just know I need you like I've never done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you coming round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now those days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and opened up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you coming round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me, help me, help me. Ooh. Thank you guys so much. Let's get comfortable in our chairs, feet flat on the floor if that's what's comfortable for your body. We're going to get ready for daily word meditation. We're going to do that by singing Blessing to the World. The first verse is you know this for yourself. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Now take it and know that I am for yourself. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. Now expand to include everyone. We are the hands, we are the heart, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world. And I want to welcome Shanice to the platform.
Wow. Good morning, Unity of Orange County. And thank you for gathering with us wherever you are on the planet. Happy May Day. Happy Beltane. Happy now. So this Sunday, May 1st, 2022, the word of the day is joy. Joy. I carry joy in my heart. My many happy experiences and memories may lead me to feel joyful, but I know they are not the source of my joy. One of my divine gifts, joy, is a part of my spiritual identity, as close to me as my next breath. Joy wells up and spills over within me when I bring my awareness to my spiritual nature and to my oneness and with all good and all life. It is an attitude I hold in mind and a feeling in my heart. The happiness I feel in life depends on my allowing my inner wellspring of joy to come forth. I nurture my joy by maintaining a regular prayer practice that enhances my awareness of God and by making time for the things that make me happiest. I go into the world grateful for the joy that resides within me, my gift to share generously. And from Isaiah 55, verse 12, for you shall go out in joy and be led back in peace. So at this time, I'd like to invite our Unity Trustee of the Day to bring forth this prayer box. And together as a community, as the hearts of God in action, we're going to lovingly receive and bless and send out our loving intentions for each prayer in this box. I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. And together we are stronger. Together we amplify the magnificent glory and likeness of God right here, right now. There's a prayer in your heart. There's a concern you're holding. We're going to wrap it in God's loving intention, releasing it. We thank you for these prayers. We thank you for each person here. We thank you for the seed of divine unfoldment that is inherent in each of these petitions. We nurture it and water it with our love. We send our goodwill forth, praising you, releasing it, allowing it to be, and claiming it for everyone that is represented here. And so it is. Amen. So now as we prepare ourselves for the sacred service, allowing all the blessings and insight to flow to us and through us, just invite you to get comfy right where you are, because we know right where we are, God is. So just allow yourself to feel the earth beneath your feet, your shoulders to relax, a little wiggle. And we just gently close our outer eyes to awaken to the one eye within. We shift our awareness from anything outside our perception of our divine unity and wholeness and that one presence, our beloved one, the beloved one. We do this by shifting our focus just to our breath. So I just invite you to take a few deep clearing breaths to center your attention and your focus right here, right now. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, here I am. And in this time of sacred union, we just allow ourselves to become aware of that infinite presence, that one life that is expressing as us through all of life on this beautiful day of May, where all of the earth, all of creation sings to kindle that inner flame within us. And as we sit here together in the sacred space, I just want you to envision a tiny flame in your heart, a gentle flame, controlled flame, glowing warmth and radiance, illuminating from within. From within our single eye, this eye of light, this flame of Creator in our hearts, burning bright. Allow this flame to grow gently with each breath. Brighter. This light, this warmth spreads from your heart, below and through you, through your very feet into the seemingly solid earth below, streaming warmth into the mineral kingdom, this earth mother that holds us always and forever. without wanting anything. Spread that light to the earth. This flame growing brighter in appreciation and love. Rising back up through the plants, the trees, all of that nature yields to us. Uniting with the life of nature. Rising that flame through our animal realm, all of our sacred brothers and sisters, free and wild, soaring, dashing. Rising this flame up through creation to the light of man, of humanity, standing on two legs, rising up to witness all of Creator's beauty. Everywhere we see within this light is I am. It calls to us. Wake up. See within this I. Let this flame of light illuminate all from within. Nothing withheld. Ever present. No absence. And from this flame, feel it now shining out from all of you, radiating down to the earth, around the earth, and up above you to the heavens and stars above. You are God's flame on this planet, like the stars shine in the sky. As we get ready to go into the silence, shining your light, basking in the warmth and the heart of the beloved, just allow yourself to be warmed by this love, to nurture this light, to allow it to burn away anything that may hinder you from shining your true luminosity, carrying this light into your day, illuminating all that you are here for on this sacred, special day, rekindling this light, this love of God, this warmth that's right here in your heart, and that is you. And so it is.
Wow, thank you. Ooh, that just took me to that place of serenity. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. There's a scripture that says, it talks about faith, hope, and love. And my chaplain teacher added an addition to that. He said, faith, hope, and love, the greatest of these is flexibility. And so we are really in the midst of flexibility here. And so it's not working.
It's not on.
Oh, it fell off. I'm flexible. I'll make it work. Excuse me while I be a little more flexible here. Nope, that's not working. How about if I take my, well, I'm going to give it one more try and then.
It's working, it just needs to be in the spot.
Okay, where can I put it? Like right here? No.
I think just use the handheld.
Okay, I'll just use the handheld one.
Yeah.
Again, flexibility, faith, love, the greatest.
Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, it's on now. Okay. Yeah, see, yeah, flexibility. So
You're saying flexibility?
yes. So I'm going to change the talk title to flexibility. But I'm going to talk about seeing things more clearly. And I love that song that, Tom, you sang earlier about when I was younger, so much younger than today. You know, that is so how we were. When we were younger, we didn't need anybody's help because we came here. We were born not needing anything except for what was already provided. And so we grew up not knowing that we needed anything because everything was provided for. So for myself, I don't remember growing up when I was younger like that, and I didn't need anybody's help, but it was always provided. So the universe had already given us a template of what it is that we need that's already provided for us. And then as we got older, people started talking to us and telling us stuff, and then what we inherently knew kind of got squashed along the way. And now we find ourselves in these ways where we need help in any way. So what I love about that song is it tells a story, but it also brings us to a place where we can transform and do some different stuff. It brings us to that place of serenity. And I really appreciate that, which brings me to my talk title, is Seeing Things More Clearly. I read a quote, and I think I mentioned it last week. It says, "It's not what I'm looking at that's important, it's what I see that's important." And there's a huge nugget in that quote. And I'm just going to use myself as an example, what I'm looking at. So when I look in the mirror, I tell myself that I am looking through the eyes of spirit. And when I look in the mirror, if I don't like what I see, it does me no good to break the mirror. The mirror is just a reflection. If I don't like what I see, then I can rearrange stuff and I can see stuff differently. Just recently, for the past couple of weeks, I was going through some stuff. I felt confused. I felt stuck. So I thought, what is going on with me? So I blamed it on daylight savings time. I just said, well, the reason why I'm so used to the other time, I'm sleeping late, is I blamed it on daylight savings time. And that was a good excuse. But I knew I couldn't stand on that. I couldn't be in integrity to continue to stay this way and blame it on daylight saving time. So again, I go back to the mirror. And so I'm saying to the mirror, there's something going on here that I am not seeing. How can I see this differently? How can I see this experience more differently so that I can come out of it on the other side? And you know, the most amazing thing happened in the mirror when I looked at myself, I did not see this human person. I did see the human person, but I had the ability to look past the human person. And what I saw, when I looked in the mirror, I saw courage, I saw enthusiasm, I saw faith, I saw energy, I saw composure, I saw lightheartedness, I saw what God saw in me. And I was just so amazed. So now what I do is I just keep going back to the mirror. And I go back to the mirror, and whenever I'm in these spots, I go to the mirror and say, it's not what I'm looking at, it's what I'm seeing. What am I seeing that is causing me this discomfort? What am I seeing that's causing me distress? And how can I see it in a way that I can take the experience and live my life? And some amazing things have come up for me. One of them is, I used to pride myself on multitasking. I could do 3 or 4 things at one time. And then one day I ate a banana, and then I went back to get the banana, and I didn't know where the banana was. I'm like, where's the banana? Where's the banana? I'd already eaten the banana. I'd eaten it so fast that I forgot about it. So I was not present in the moment. And how often do we do that? We're not present in the moment. So I embarked on this past couple of weeks. What I've been doing is this practice, and I do one task at a time. And so when I eat, I usually eat oatmeal, and I make enough for 2 of us, so I leave some for my favorite husband. I leave him a little oatmeal too. So I put all the stuff that I want in my oatmeal. I cut up an avocado, I put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of cinnamon, and I sit there and I eat the oatmeal. I don't watch TV. I don't read the paper. I don't read the Daily Word. I don't listen to soft music. I eat oatmeal. And I taste it. I can taste the flavor. I can taste the texture. So I am in the moment. So I see now the value in doing one thing at a time. And so when I eat, I am fully present. When I go for a drive now, I turn the radio off and I drive down the street with nothing on, no music on. I can feel my hands on the steering wheel. I can pay attention to when the traffic signals change. And now no one behind me doesn't have to toot their horn to tell me to go because the light has changed to green. I am aware. And this is what seeing more clearly allows us to do. We get to see not with our human eye, but with that spiritual eye, the eye of the Creator. And when we do that, we can see ourselves going down these paths that may not be the healthiest for us. I was doing a talk with a group, and we were talking about some stuff, and I was coming to the end of the discussion, and one of the people said to me, well, what do you think about the war in Ukraine? And I said, well, I make a policy. I don't discuss, the news and politics and stuff like that. So he came at me again a different way, but the same question in a sense, wanting to pull me into a discussion about something that I wasn't ready, didn't want to go into. And so, and I saw what was coming. So I took a minute and paused. And because he kept asking me about the war. And I said, sometimes when I think about war, I think about what's going on inside of me. How much war is going on inside of me? It may not be bombs, and it may not be fires and disaster, but there may be something going on inside of me. And until I can find peace within my own self, I have nothing to give to this conversation. I have nothing to give because I've got my war that I have got to deal with. I have got my peace that I'm striving for. So it does me no good to get involved in a dialogue and a discussion with you that neither one of us have the answer to. Let's look within. Let's get some peace within ourselves. And then we can pray for peace for the world. It does me no good to blame one country over another country. All I'm doing is blaming you because I'm not settled in my own self, so I get to blame you. And I don't want to do that. So when I see myself more clearly, I can see myself stable and steady. I can see myself grounded. I don't need to be pulled in to a conversation that's not going to lead any place, in my opinion. I don't need to be pulled into a conversation where I can't stop a war outside of me, but I can stop a war inside of me, which is where that's the only place we really can go to get any situation solved. We have to go within. And sometimes what I love about this philosophy, this New Thought movement, we do a lot of stuff and we invite people to close their eyes. And that's the first step in seeing, because once we close our eyes, the outside world is shut out. And nothing can get in to the inside world unless we invite it in. So we close our eyes and see things the way we want them. I see stuff the way I want to see it all the time. And Reverend Arlene talks about this a lot, or she references a lot. You know, just rearrange it, turn around a couple of times and start all over again. It's amazing what that does. Sometimes we have to trick our mind into reality, because in our minds, at least in my mind, I think I know. I really believe that I know. And I do know. But I'm relying on the human mind, not the divine mind. The mind that knows all, that sees all, that creates all, that created all. That is the mind that I want to tap into. And that saturates my human mind so that I can have a discussion with you about anything. And I don't have to get into an argument with you about anything. There's no need to. I don't argue because there's no need. And first of all, I don't think anybody will hear me when I'm arguing with them anyways, because I know when I was arguing with people, I'm thinking of what I'm going to say as soon as I get a minute. As soon as they take a pause, I'm going to go right in and say, well, this is what I think. That doesn't serve me anymore. And so I see I try my best to see with the human eye. And most of my spiritual work is on me, seeing and being that expression of spirit that I am created for. I say to myself, I'm created in the image and likeness of God. And I say that to myself. And it doesn't click automatically every time. And that's why everything that we do is a practice. Everything that we do, we call it spiritual practice. And practice, a piano teacher told me once, practice makes better. Practice does not make perfect. It will make you better. And so the things that I do make me better. And I want to share a reading that I found this many years ago, and it is they call it a poem, but it was written by Virginia Satir, and you may have heard of her. I believe she was a psychologist. She was an author and a family therapist who wrote this poem when she was working with a teenage girl who had a lot of questions about herself and what life meant. And so I found this many years ago, and I rediscovered it this morning when I found out I was doing this talk. So I went to the mirror. And so, because everything is always about me. And it is. And everything, whenever we talk with anybody, it's about us. So if we want to know what's going on in our lives, we have to look at us. We can't look at someone else as the catalyst for what's going on in our lives. We have to look at ourselves. And so this poem is called I Am Me. And I'm going to read it to you. I am me. In all the world, there is no one exactly like me. There are persons who have some parts like me, but no one adds up exactly like me. Therefore, everything that comes out of me is automatically mine because I alone chose it. I own everything about me. My body, including everything it does. My mind, including all the thoughts and ideas. My eyes, including the images of all they behold. My feelings, whatever they may be, anger, joy, frustration, love, disappointment, excitement. My mouth and all the words that come out of it, polite, sweet or rough, correct or incorrect. My voice, loud or soft. All of my actions, whether they be to others or to myself. I own my fantasies, my dreams, my hopes, my fears. I own all my triumphs and successes, all my failures and mistakes. Because I own all of me, I can become intimately acquainted with me. By doing so, I can love me and be friendly with me in all parts. I can then make it possible for all of me to work in my best interest. I know there are aspects about myself that puzzle me and other aspects that I do not know. But as long as I am friendly and loving to myself, I can courageously and hopefully look for solutions to the puzzle and for ways to find out more about me. However I look and sound, whatever I say and do, and whatever I think and feel at a given moment in time is me. This is authentic and represents where I am in that moment in time. When I review later how I looked and sound, what I said and did, and how I thought and felt, some parts may turn out to be unfitting. I can discard that which is unfitting and keep that which proves fitting, and invent something new for that which I discarded. I can see, hear, feel, think, say, and do. I have the tools to survive, to be close to others, to be productive, to make sense and order out of the world of people and things outside of me. I own me, and therefore I can engineer me. And that is very, very powerful. Many years ago, I used to read this to myself. I would look in the mirror and read that. And that is how I get on the path of being me. And that is how I can see me past my human eye to that divine eye. And I've got words that sound good to my inward parts. When I read these words, there is no conflict between my mind and my heart. My mind is not saying, no, that's not you. If it does, then my heart just overrides my mind and say, yes, it is. So when we look at life, when we look at stuff through the lens of me being okay, when I am okay with me and I like me, then I have no problem with you. I can see you as representing an aspect of me, because that's what we say, that's what we're taught, that we're all one. So you and I are one. We're individual expressions of the divine, which is one. When we're created in the image and likeness of the divine itself. And so it doesn't matter what clothing you're wearing. It doesn't matter what country you're from. It doesn't matter what your religious philosophy is. We are still one. And when we can see each other as one, and we can see that clearly, then we have the ammunition that we need to fight the war within us. We have it, and we have to be okay with who we are. If we're not okay, and frustration and disappointment leads the way, then we end up in these conversations where we're fighting with each other. We end up in these conversations where we have these wars with each other. The war is not overseas. The war is not in another country. The war is here. And we can do whatever we want. with what's going on the outside until we fix the inside, until we fix the inner man. The outer man will always be at war. And we can look at throughout history, there's always been war. There's always been conflict. And since I've been an adult, I've had war. I've had conflict. And it's just through my living life and living this life process that I have figured out the ammunition to fight this war or make peace with whatever is causing the war within me. And when we sing that song, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me," we literally have to take that seriously. Let it begin with us. And when getting back to seeing things more clearly, you know, it's really interesting how we are created. Everything around us almost forces us to see straight ahead instead of looking. When we're doing multitasking, we can't see clearly because we're doing too many things. We're not focused. At least that's my experience. And so when I'm seeing things more clearly, more one-pointedness, I forgot where I was going with that. See? See how you are? You forget stuff. So when we're looking within, this human body is designed so that we can see clearly, but we still do multitasking. If you look at how we're designed, our eyes are designed, they look straight ahead. This body is designed so that we can be straightforward. So my eyes are straightforward. I'm looking ahead. That's how we were born. We were designed that way. Our ears aren't turned backwards so that we can hear what's going on behind us. They're turned forward so we can see what's going on. Our feet, when we walk, they're designed so that we can walk straight ahead. So we have what we need. And even if you look at the vehicle that you drive, there's a great big windshield that you look straight ahead. And there's a much smaller rear view mirror so that you can look to see what's behind you. The rear view mirror is not designed for you to focus on it all the time. You can't drive looking in your rear view mirror. So why are we walking, in the past, or why are we walking and not focusing on what's ahead of us? And we have to be awake all the time, because I know for me, I can have all the good intentions I want, and then the next thing I know, a thought will come in, and I'm off on a tangent again. I'm off on something. So I've given myself permission, bring myself back, bring myself back. I've got this internal device, I call it a device, my inner magnet or something, that whenever things are disturbing for me, or whenever I know that I need to make a move, I get this feeling, this knot in the pit of my stomach. And so, and I know that, which is a lot of times why I go to the mirror. And I go to the mirror, and I look past this human flesh to what's behind what I'm seeing. And I say to myself, help me. I'm saying this to my higher self, which is that divine self. Help me to see what is going on. Help me to see with my spiritual eye how I can navigate out of this situation and also get the lesson in it. Because normally there is a lesson in it. And the lessons for me are usually strong, positive messages. But I gotta be willing to see it. I got to close my eyes to everything that's going on in the outside world. And I've got to allow myself to be brave enough to go within, to close my eyes, to go within to that divine knower that knows all, that sees all, that creates all. And you know, the reason I can do that so easily is because I had it. We all had it. When we were younger, so much younger than today, and we didn't need anybody, if you look at teenagers now, they think that they are invincible. Adolescents and teenagers, they are invincible. They haven't absorbed all of the information that we as adults have given them. They haven't gotten fear. We haven't taught them, they haven't gotten enough of our teaching to know about fear. Some of the teenagers and adolescents do, I think, crazy stuff. But they're not fearful. Isn't that wonderful? how would it be? What would our lives be like if we weren't afraid of anything? It would just be amazing. I thought about something, and I wanted to thank Bill for this lesson. When we had the Unity Talent Show some months back, and Bill, I'm going to say convinced me, but strongly encouraged me to play a piano piece. And Bill, by the way, is my piano teacher. He encouraged me to play the piano, play a piece. And I know the piece. I know it very well. I could play it with my eyes closed. I could play it with my eyes closed. And I can, and I still can. And on the night of the recital, I sat at the piano, and everything went blank. If you watch the tape, you'll see me. I couldn't find middle C on the piano. I thought, where is middle C? I'm just desperately searching for middle C. And then I thought, shoot, well, I'm already up here now. It's too late to turn around and go back, and I'm already embarrassed because I'm sitting there trying to find middle C, and I'm thinking, so I finally found middle C. And I finally played parts of the song. And if you were here, you know I played the beginning, okay, and I played the ending, okay. So after it was over, Bill said to me, and he said it to a couple other people, do you know how much courage it took to get up there? Just the amount of courage. If I had known I was going to be that afraid, I probably would not have done it. But there is that something within me that knew that I could do that. And sometimes people are our teachers. People can be our inspiration. If we see them for who they truly are, we can allow them to be our teachers. We can see in them the teacher. We can see in us the student. But we gotta have a clear view of what's going on. And if I told you it's easy, I wouldn't be telling you the truth. It requires work, and it takes practice. And practice always makes us better. Practice and consistency. Sometimes I get discouraged, and I don't want to practice my piano. Or sometimes I get discouraged and I don't want to get out of bed. And sometimes I get into the mood that I was in a couple of weeks back, and I blame daylight saving times on it. And I can find anything that I want as my excuse. But if I look within, I can actually take that excuse and see the beauty in it, see the lesson in it. So seeing more clearly requires work on our part. Sometimes we have to have a wide angle view. Sometimes just a straightforward view may not be enough. And so we get this wide angle view. And the way that we do that, again, what I mentioned earlier, is we come back to center. We come back to me. We come back to our own wholeness. We come to our own wellness. We come to, I am me and I'm okay. And because I am me and I'm okay, I can see that you're okay as well. I can see the truth in you. I can look in your eyes. I can have a conversation with you and not be afraid. And so as you go about the rest of your day and the rest of your week, I really, really encourage you to invite the opportunity to see more clearly, to see ourselves as Spirit sees us. Use some affirmations to read, like I do. I read to myself in the mirror. I read positive, strong stuff in the mirror to myself. When I talk to my children and my grandchildren, my granddaughter's graduating from dental school, and so I'm going to be heading off to Boston next month. And so this month, actually, yeah. So I send my granddaughter little quotes and stuff all of the time. And she called me up and she said, Grandma, thank you so much for your quotes and stuff. And I actually sent her this, I am me and I'm okay. No matter what anybody says to you, keep that. You are you and you're okay. And so, as I said, this is the only war we will ever have to fight. It's the war within us. And if we know who we are, if we see the way God sees us, if we look at not what we're looking at, but not what you see, but what you're looking at. How did I say it? It's not what I'm looking at, it's what I see. So there you go. It's not what I'm looking at that's important, it's what I see. It's not what I'm looking at that's important, it's what I see. It's not what I'm looking at that's important, it's what I see. So I invite you to join me in prayer as we close this service today. Simply knowing that right where we are, the presence of God is, and truly there is no other. God, the creator of all life, that created me in his own image and likeness, and endowed me, empowered me with all the power there is, all the presence there is, and it holds me in its eternal embrace. It uplifts me on its everlasting arms. And as such, I can navigate throughout this universe with an attitude of gratitude, love, peace, and joy. I know that every person that comes into the sound of my voice, every person that enters into my energy vibration are blessed and healed by this word that I speak. I know that every person that hears this word right now are empowered to lift up the I amness of who they are, to lift up the okayness of who we are, because we are good, we are God, and I am so grateful to be able to know this truth, to stand in this truth, and I am so grateful to be free enough to speak this truth out into the universe and allow this word to go out into the universe and bless and heal all human life, all plant life, all animal life, all mineral life. All of creation is much better because of the words that I've spoken right now and because of the view that I'm looking through. So with gratitude in my heart, I release this word into that law of infinite possibilities, knowing already that it is done, it is whole, it is complete, and so it is done right now. Amen. And thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Reverend Annie. I've never wanted more to sing I Can See Clearly Now than this moment. But it's not the song I chose, so I apologize for that. This is a little song by Stevie Wonder. There are people who have let the problems of today lead them to conclude that for them life is not the way. But every problem has an answer, and if yours you cannot find, you should talk it over to him. He'll give you peace of mind. If you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. Many of us feel we walk alone without a friend, never communicating with the one who lives within, forgetting all about the one who never ever lets you down. And you can talk to him anytime, he's always around. If you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. Well, he's the only free psychiatrist that's known throughout the world for solving problems of all men, women, little boys and girls. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. When your load's too much to bear, just go talk to God, he cares. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God.
right. That's on me. That's okay. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Great music, and thank you, Reverend Annie. I am me, and I am great. Here at Unity, we have 5 basic principles that we live by, and let's say it like we mean it, okay? The first one is, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And I do and give my best by living the truth that I know. I make a difference. And we also make a difference by donating to our church. And we have several different ways that you can do that, which makes it really easy. First of all, our trustees will pass the basket, and you can donate that way. We also have a way that you can donate by texting to 77977, and in the message put Unity of OC Give. And from there, you can either give a one-time gift or set it up as a reoccurring gift, which is a really easy way to just, you don't even have to worry about it. It just happens. And that's a good way to do it as well. You could also mail a check, the old-fashioned way as well. Very good. Okay, so if also, yes. Also, as the basket goes by, you can put your hand over it and bless the basket as well. For those of you who just do that on a monthly, weekly, or whatever basis, just bless the basket as it goes by. So let us bless our offerings. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we always give and receive in love. Wonderful. So, do we have any first-timers here today? If so, raise your hand so that we can welcome you, give you a flower. Oh, yay. Here we have 2 right up here. Wonderful. Welcome, welcome. And we have a blessing for you. We bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. So let's stand and sing our favorite song, This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Oh, let it shine.
Okay, so let us sing the peace song. Let's gather around, hold hands, create a circle. Don't be shy.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And our prayer for protection?
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. And together, where we are, God is, and all is well. Yea, God.